Today's video, we're going to talk about the DJI Mini SE and the third-party app Dronelink. And we'll take it for a test and see if the follow me mode can keep up with me on my mountain bike. So the drone I went with was the DJI Mini SE. Main reason why is cost. I think under $400, and it's a pretty decent quality drone. I've been really happy with it so far. The camera shoots at 2.7K. A lot of people are into the 4K or higher now, but honestly 2.7 does quite well. It's good enough for the stuff that I'm using it for. Another huge feature of these DJI Minis is the weight. It's only 249 grams, which means you do not need a drone license here in Canada. Huge bonus. I didn't want to go through the hassle of using that, so that's why I got it. The controller that it uses, it's kind of the generic DJI control. Your cell phone goes in, it'll fit all kinds of different phones. Does not work with my protective case. It's kind of a little sketchy the way I've been doing it, is I have to take the case out, and I'll show you a little bit later how I use this so it follows me on my bike. So here's how it looks with the phone and the controller. I've never been concerned about it falling out. It like grips the phone really well. I have an iPhone 12 here, and there is some downsides with the way that it holds the phone. One being it blocks the bottom, which if you need to switch apps or something like that, you have to like take the phone out to do that. And another issue that it creates is when you have the phone on the top, which is where it has the daylight sensor. So when you're outside and it's a sunny day, it's kind of covered and it thinks that it's dark outside, so the screen actually dims down significantly. So positioning is kind of key when you're putting it in there. So here's what the app looks like. Open it up. Here we go, now it's paired up. It's got the battery health in the top right corner. So the mode that I'm going to use this thing purely for, there's a whole bunch of other ways you can do. You can create waypoints and have a preset plan, which is kind of cool. It's not really what I purchased it for. The only reason why I got this is so it'll follow me. So it's on the fly mode. Select follow. Boom. You can see the camera. It's lit up. So basic operation is you manually fly this thing at the position that you want to start filming. It can be behind you, it can be beside you, or it can even be in front of you. And then you basically press start. It'll kind of do a little countdown, and then as you start moving, it uses your GPS in your phone, and it basically does a pretty decent job of keeping you in frame, and it'll match your speed. There's a couple things to keep in mind with that. This drone does not have hazard detection, so if there is a tree or power lines or anything like that between this drone and this controller, good chance it's going to fly right into it. Another issue is, well, you have to have this big controller on you. Pretty easy if you're walking around or following a car, but when you're ripping down a mountain on a mountain bike, what do you do with this? So I have a backpack where this actually slides in nicely right into the very back pocket. It's a little bit sketchy. One thing I have to do is remove the joysticks. Super easy to just thread out. Some people actually prefer to fly it without the joysticks. With the joysticks on, I could turn a corner and this thing could shift, and then all of a sudden the drone's taken off into the forest. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So before we take this thing out, we got to put it away. So the arms fold up, just like so. Camera has a nice plastic cover on it to keep it centered. That's probably the weakest point, is the gimbal, which works amazing. The footage on this drone is so steady. Phone just pops out, unplug, Just fold up, antennas down. Now the Mini SE does not come with a case. I purchased one off of Amazon that works quite well. I've been pretty happy with it. I'll leave a link in the description for the case. It just goes in like that. Zips up. Nice hard case, it's protected, that nothing moves around. Works perfectly in my backpack. So yeah, let's go take this thing out and we'll just try it around town and see how it performs. Okay, so we've set it to follow. It's a little bit further back this time. Here we go. Let's see if it'll keep up. This is where it'll struggle, is the change of direction. Looks like it is struggling up there. But you never know. I imagine it's going to be quite jerky. There we go. Right here. Sure, it'll take a little bit to get settled back in. For a $25 app, I honestly wasn't expecting much. So if it can follow me in something like this, I'll be pretty happy with that. I was hoping it would follow me on a mountain in some of the wide open sections that we have.
but without hazard detection. I'd rather not sacrifice my $400 drone for some mediocre footage of an old guy mountain biking. And we're back at the truck. Let's see how that did.
So after reviewing that footage, I think Dronelink did fantastic. Did a really good job of keeping me in the frame. There was a couple times where it got a little bit jerky and almost off center, but that was kind of what I was expecting. The further you are away with the drone, the better the app does. So if I had, say, the Mini 2 with a 4K camera, that would allow me to be further back, and I could crop in after in post and really smooth out that footage. So that's one thing to keep in mind. As far as the screen dimming, you can just shut your automatic brightness off on your phone. Problem solved. If you like this video, got something out of it, please hit that like button. If you want to see some further tests of this, I'm going to take this up on the mountain and see how it does following me on the trail. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching the video today. We'll see you soon.